Tonight on the show, we've got one of the world's most famous singer-songwriters, and somewhere in the audience is his greatest fan.
At the Copa, the night is fun.
Nope, can't see him anywhere. Let's start the show! The clues are here. On my sofa tonight, international superstar Barry Manilow is here, ladies and gentlemen. Barry Manilow. Classical singing sensation Katherine Jenkins is here. Beautiful. She's so beautiful. Top comedian Sean Locke is here. And dropping by later, little Miss Twinkle Toes herself, and Widdecombe is going to be here. I am so delighted to see Barry Manilow again. The Copacabana. Oh, the Copacabana. Home of the samba. One of the sexiest dances ever. Usually. As Barry tours the world, women of a certain age are always coming up to him, giggling, trying to give him flowers. Yeah. Barry, one can't smile without you. Actually, here she is without him. She's not wrong. Very excited. Katherine Jenkins is here. Most famous classical singer in the world. Well, after this man. Go! Katherine recently sang at the opening of golf's Ryder Cup. Yeah. There she is, with all the world's top golfers. I wonder if Tiger Woods enjoyed her performance. I think he did. Yeah. Just look at those hands. He's going, oh no, I've got to stand up soon. Sue Barker, Sue Barker, Sue Barker, Sue Barker. And I'm so looking forward to seeing Anne Widdecombe, and of course a huge fan of the show. Huge fan of the show. Here she is watching last week's episode. Mind you, oh, I tell you, she was brilliant, brilliant on Strictly. Here she is doing her most famous dance, the Paso Doble. Everyone loved that routine. Well, except for this man who's lost his job. She did some wonderful costumes, though. Do you remember this? Oh, and this. This. I wonder where the designers get their ideas from. Hey, let's get some guests on! Later on, we will be chatting to Anne Widdecombe, and there'll be music from the lovely KT Tunstall. But first, I picked my favourite lock. Sean Locke is here! Looking very smart, sir.
Thank you.
Sit yourself down. And we really hit high now. This classical diva, Katherine Jenkins! Beautiful! Hello. Sean, Katherine, there you go. And he's one of the great singer-songwriters of all time. Could it be magic? It is magic. It's Barry Manilow!
Everyone.
You're very welcome, all. But especially you, because I know you've got a very busy week.
I do.
You're doing this.
I'm doing this, yes.
And then
I'm going to the Nobel Peace Prize. I'm doing the... Well, I'm not getting... Look at you laughing. I'm performing at the Nobel Peace Prize in Norway. I'm on my way to Norway, where it's really cold, they told me. It's below, it's like 8 below 0 or something there.
So even colder than here.
I heard it was like really crazy cold here, right?
If you go outside, Barry, it is.
come from New York. It's not that bad, but you guys aren't used to that.
But listen, your reward for making time in your busy schedule is that later you'll get to meet the Right Honourable Anne Widdecombe.
I've just been hearing and seeing pictures. I mean, wow, those pictures, holy mackerel. She's got a lot of guts to do something like that, you know.
Okay, she's backstage. Let's pedal softly. Because, of course, you performed on Strictly, didn't you?
I have done a few times, yes.
Yes.
Did you dance?
No, I didn't. I would like to learn to dance like that, though.
She did singing, and then she picked up her boyfriend.
Yeah. Oh.
You did? Well, that's where you met Gethin, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, because he was one of the celebrities. And
I was singing with Andrea Bocelli. You know, I came off stage and,
And then,
Oh, that's nice.
And are you a fan of Strictly?
Well, Graham, it's like the BBC sat down and designed a show entirely around me. It's like they said, what does Sean like? It's celebrities dancing sequins. I couldn't believe it.
But are you a fan of reality shows in general?
I like them for a bit, but I don't like the way they revel in the elimination. It's all about the getting rid of people, isn't it? It's all about that moment where they go, it's not you. You know, that sort of cutting off people. You know, like, it's reminds me at school. We used to pick football teams at school, and you'd have two captains, and they'd call all the names out, and eventually it'd be just me and a girl with a built-up shoe. So... and then I'd hear that dreaded sound, Eleanor. And, if you're last, they don't even call your name out, do they? They just go, come on, then.
But listen, in better news, Barry, congratulations. You're nominated for a Grammy again. Again!
It's always a surprise. Thank you. Thanks. It's always a surprise. You know, I'm glad that they found me.
But you must have lost count by now, the number of times.
No, I haven't been nominated that many times, but it's always great.
And so you've got the Grammy nomination, but also you're back touring with really big shows. You're back here, is it next May you're back?
I am. I'm at the O2 for a couple of nights, for 4 nights so far at the O2 in May. I can't wait. I love the British crowd. I love it. We have had a love affair from 1978 on.
No, because I think it's interesting, that Vegas thing. I think we talked about this before, where, you know, when you do the O2 next year for 4 or 5 nights, it'll be to the rafters full of, you know, fanalos. But presumably in Vegas, by now, you're just getting a convention that's in town, and this is what you're doing.
You're right. You're right. One night it's the Cement Mixers Convention. The next night it's the Pole Dancers Convention. The next night, I once had the Proctologist Convention. That was weird. I seemed to shake hands and
little torches in the dark.
They're very nice.
And does it make it harder to do the gigs then?
Yeah, it does, because when I've got a full house full of fans, it's like being in a house full of friends. But the Cement Mixer Convention, and a lot of them are drunk, me with a bunch of guys with beers. Can you imagine how difficult that is for me? But they come around at the end. It's okay.
No, you must win them over.
I'm all right with them.
You run over a Black Sabbath crowd, didn't you?
Well, not really, but I did.
You survived.
I survived. I did. That was a shock when I had to follow Black Sabbath. Can you imagine? I can't even think about what I came out with. It's
I had to follow Tom Jones once.
You did?
Yeah, that's tough. I had to follow Tom Jones at a charity gig. It was at Wembley. And they said, because it was quite early on in my career, and the less successful you are, the later you go on the bill. But Tom had come from another gig. So they said, and you'll be on after Tom Jones. And I thought, what am I going to do? So I managed to get around it, but when he came off, I went on. I said, Tom Jones there, I must get him to open for me more often.
Yeah.
And he's still suing me in the...
Now, Barry Manilow, we think of you as kind of the ultimate showman, but you're quite a reluctant performer in a way.
I am. I was just telling Katherine, I really never meant to have a career as a singer, ever. Ever. I was in the background playing piano for people like Bette Midler, or every singer in all of New York. I was the human jukebox, and I loved it. I loved it for 10 years. Oh, I wrote jingles, and then I sent my demos out. Nobody wanted to record the songs that I wrote, like Could It Be Magic, and I thought they were very nice. Nobody wanted to record, so I made my own demos singing them. And a record company called and said, we'd like you to make a whole record of your songs. I said, me singing it? You know? As a matter of fact, when I told Bette that I got a record deal, she said, doing what? singing. She said, you don't sing.
Had she never heard you sing?
No, well, I had sung in the middle of her act, but really, I didn't want to be a singer at all. And then Mandy hit and went #1, and my life changed.
But I then heard, I think it was a radio interview in this country, and you talked about after Mandy hit, and it became this huge global record. And you went into what you described yourself as your asshole years.
I did. I think I hope you're not going into your asshole period. So I don't think you are. And I know you already. And you're not there. You're not there. But
I'm looking forward to mine.
Right.
I can't wait. If you can behave like an arsehole and people let you, that means you're big.
Yeah.
How long did the asshole years go on?
I would say 3 years, when I looked up and there was no friends around me. All my old friends had gone away, and I had the cook and the housekeeper and the chauffeur and the agents, and I said, whoa, what happened to you, Manilow? I did. I had to pull myself together.
So what do you do when you kind of think, oh,
I called my family, I called my old friends, I called people that would ground me again, and they helped. But, you know, it's very rough. You know, everybody should have this problem. They keep guessing you to death, and, you know, you actually believe that you're the center of the world, you know, and you're young. The younger you are, the more you believe it, you know.
You know, is this you in your asshole years? Is that...
No, it was before that. It was pretty asshole glasses, though.
Oh, sorry, Sean.
Is this the arsehole suit?
Now, listen, Barry, you have written some of the greatest romantic ballads in the world. And we do have a piano.
I know.
Yeah.
Don't you always have a piano?
I know, yeah, always. It's always there, yeah. I like to play the you know, while they're relighting, I just, you know,
sit there, wish you could play it.
Yeah, just learn to play it.
He sings. I didn't hear you sing, but Tracy was saying you were in La Cage aux Folles, and you did great. Did you see him in La Cage aux Folles?
Of course they didn't. You've got to pay for those tickets.
Well,
they'll shuffle into this, yeah. Free, you say. Good enough. Hey, listen, would you just give us a little tinkle on the Ivans? Come over and
everybody
give us a
come
little
over there. How do you get over there?
You stay there. Okay. So,
what would you like to hear?
I don't know, just a little bit of a...
What would you like to hear?
Anything at all.
Come on, well, just yell them out. Okay, you know this one? A million years ago? Oh, man, you gave without taking, but I sent you away, oh, man, in the original key.
It's so... Thank you so much. It's such a thrill. It's such a thrill that it's Barry Manilow and a piano. Katherine, have you ever essayed a Manilow classic?
No, I haven't.
Come over. Do it. Come here. There's a microphone. There's a mic. Look, a microphone and everything.
Be careful.
Sean, stay there.
All sing, ready? I write the songs that make the whole world sing.
I write the songs of love and special feeling. I write the songs that make the young girls cry. I write the songs, I write the songs.
Oh! Thank you, guys. Get back to the couch. It's good. I like it. We're all just working together. We're all just working together.
Jazz, isn't it?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah. Yeah, listen. Yeah. Now you, Sean. Yeah. Now you, Katherine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
This is yours and mine.
Now, Dame Katherine Jenkins, it's so lovely that you come back.
You know, the people have been asking me if I am a real dame because you started calling me that.
But you will be eventually. I'm just saving time. Yeah. I don't want the Queen to kind of, when you finally do show up, kind of go, you again. She will be a dame, won't she?
I won't.
Yes.
I won't.
Yes. No, because I've heard other people call you Dame Katherine Jenkins.
It just makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Are you really a dame? No. It's just really
What the hell? Dame Katherine Jenkins. I like the ring of it.
Okay.
Now, you're back from touring.
I am. I've been touring for the last 2 months.
But more than that, I don't know if you've noticed the cover of Ye Olde Radio Times, because Katherine, here she is. You're in the Doctor Who Christmas special.
I am.
Now, not to put too fine a point on it, I'm guessing there are professional actresses who are quite pissed off about that. How did you end up in the Doctor Who Christmas special?
I have no idea.
Did they ring you?
Yeah, they called me because
you live in Wales and they film it there.
Yeah,
no.
they do film it in Wales. The part is an acting part, but there's also singing involved.
Ah.
So they were looking for a singer, and they called me and asked me if I would be interested. And I've never done any acting before, so I was, to be honest, I thought I couldn't do it. So I thought, well, if I go in and I read to them, and they think I'm rubbish, then they won't give it to me. So I went in and I read to them, and then the following day happened to be my 30th birthday, and they called me on my birthday and said, you've got the part, the best present ever.
Fantastic. Very good. You've been all over the place. You've been all over the place, and Katherine is so nice to her fans, because when she's on tour, she keeps in contact with them via Twitter.
Oh, Twitter, yeah, I've never done it.
Nor me, but you put photographs up of the tour.
Yeah, well, I
You'll
just...
regret this.
I will regret
yes,
it.
you'll regret this.
Well, I just think that when you're travelling, and I've been out of the country so much, it's just nice to... Everyone can keep up to date with what you're doing.
And because you travel so much, have you learnt now the art of travelling light?
No.
Yes, I sort of knew the answer to that question. That yours? That's a lot of gowns.
It was a 6-week tour. I had, you know...
Haven't you heard of hand washing?
You're taking in laundry.
There is some gowns in there, and some things. It's not all mine.
Were you there, Brooke? Did you pack your bags yourself?
Yeah, of course I did. I packed my bag.
Yeah, I'm sure she did.
I did.
Right. Now, where's this, Katherine?
Oh, that was last week at the Pyramid singing.
Oh, OK.
If you look in the background, literally, my audience is just a line of camels. That's why
Wait a minute, this is during the gig?
No, this is in sound check.
Oh, OK. I was thinking,
Yes.
not a great crowd.
No, I got invited to go out and do a sort of corporate concert out by the Pyramids, and it was just a pretty spectacular backdrop.
When you say corporate, was it Carpet World?
I think they're supposed to be the magic carpets, aren't they?
OK. It's a lot of carpet. I'm very impressed. and tell me, when you're on these long tours, do you miss Katherine a lot?
Of course.
Yeah, I only asked because I did notice this picture.
That's me doing my washing.
Oh, yeah. With all that packing for 6 weeks, I don't think so.
I've never seen anyone backlit in a utility room.
Now, because you don't tweet, then?
No, I don't.
I don't. You don't. You hate tweeting, don't
No,
you?
I don't. I can't bear it.
Why don't you like it?
Because I think it just adds to that sort of babble that's already out there, that nonsense. I see people on trains and on buses or whatever, and they've got their phones, and as soon as they sort of get on the train, they just go... They look out the window and go, oh, I don't like it. Thoughts are coming in, and they're just like... and they're just reading the nonsense. I mean, I'm not going to give you a hard time, Katherine, you're delightful. But some of the other... it just adds to that whole nonsense out there. And it's like, it seems to me like, can nobody just shut up for 5 minutes? It's like all these celebrities going, I'm in the bath... It's nothing interesting, though.
I disagree. Like, when people are sitting there and I'm stuck in traffic or I'm eating a piece of toast, yeah, there's no point in twittering that. But if you can say something that, you know, that is of interest, you know, a funny photograph or something that happened, then why not?
I mean,
For instance,
Sean, Dame Katherine, you know, it's not foolish. She's interested in scientific research. For instance, someone told me all polar bears are left-handed. Anyone know if this is true? I know what they are.
I did hear that, and I did want to know if that was true.
What were the replies? Was it the first one, they don't have hands?
Yes. But you get all the sort of scientific ones and the people coming back telling you, yeah, Katherine, they have paws. But then you also have people saying, oh, I'd like to know that as well. What's the answer?
I just think, you know, even when they're on their own, people won't shut up. And all that, it's a very macho, all the followers thing. People talk about how many followers they've got. Like 500,000 followers, 600,000. You think Jesus had followers? Jesus had followers. And, you know, maybe that's why he said so much. Because if you've got followers, every time Jesus turned around, there was 5,000 people going... He's got to come up with something. He can't just go, I watched Sex and the City and I had a bath. adds to the general sort of babble that's out there.
Dude, I'm so depressed.
We'll beg to differ. We'll beg to differ.
You want to see the whole show, Barry?
I've got a DVD. Very quickly, Dame Katherine, you've got a new single out from your album. I believe it's the Platinum Edition.
It is the Platinum Edition. We packaged for Christmas.
She's no fool. And this is the single which is out now called Tell Me I'm Not Dreaming.
Yes, it is.
All right, let's have a little taste via an audiovisual medium.
You showed me how to love again, reminded me of life worth living. Tell me I'm not dreaming, tell me that I'm wide awake. Tell me that this feeling will never go away. Tell me that you're here with me, and here with me you'll stay. Give me something to believe in. Tell me I'm not dreaming.
She's got it all.
Yeah.
Got it all. So
Great.
pretty as a
Beautiful.
picture.
Singing like a pop singer and singing legit. She's got it all. Beautiful
really
young
does.
girl.
Yeah,
What
you
a
stick with
career.
Barry. Sean Locke has just finished a tour as well. Lockopedia, which is kind of random. The Lockopedia bit is where you could answer any question.
Well, yeah, but obviously I can't. But, it's a nice idea. It's a stand-up show, and then in it, I just sort of I do this thing called Audience Battleships, where I shout out a row and a seat number, and who's ever in it has to shout out a letter and a word, and I have to do something on it. So, you know, but sometimes it's quite hard because people shout out tea and titanium. I haven't got a lot of stuff on alloys.
I don't know how they do this. I don't know how you do what you do, standing up in front of the brick wall. You know, we see it on TV all the time. These guys and these women doing their act. Don't you think it's without a band,
Yeah.
without underscore music, without anything, just naked doing comedy? It sounds impossible. Well,
Yeah.
naked in a...
And you best it's even tougher if you've seen my act. I don't make it easy for myself.
And do you like kind of the freedom of doing live shows? Because obviously television now it's tougher for stand-ups, really, isn't it? Because the things you can and can't say.
Well, they're so prescriptive now about what you can say on television since those infamous phone calls. You can hardly say anything. And I just don't understand. People seem to really be keen on complaining about television now. Which I don't understand why anyone would ever complain about television, because you've got a remote. you don't have to endure it for a second. You just go... Yeah, it's quite right. It's ridiculous, isn't it? If you don't like something, you just go, oh, it's gone. It's gone. It's like, you know, if you've got some muck on the floor, you like get a hoover, you just went, poof, it's gone. It's like Sillet Bang. Poof, and it's gone. And, you know, I always think people who complain about television, it's a bit like people who've got a nut allergy who go into a nut shop. You know, they go into a nut shop and it's called, like, the King Nut Shop. And they go in and they say, those could kill me. Well, don't go in the fucking nut shop. I don't get it. I just think, well, if you don't like something, just move on.
But you have a very good idea for harnessing complaints.
Well, I think, yeah, particularly the BBC, they should make their complaints line a premium rate number. Then you could just make outrageous television all the time. It'd be fantastic. You know, they could just get rid of the licence fee, fund the BBC straight from just really outrageous programming. You know, like the Ready Steady Cook bag, you open it, there's a kitten and some bleach. And then you're all right. People are going, I can't believe this.
They want to see it.
It's great television.
Now, listen, very quickly, we often have people like... You know, because when you research the guests, we've all done something else. We've all had early jobs.
Yeah.
Sean Locke is the most extraordinary... Is the goat herding? Because that is such an odd job. You genuinely were a goat herder.
Yeah, I was a goat herdsman.
No, is this a joke?
Absolutely true. No, why would I lie? I would do it now, but I'm a bit worried about the studio being full of goats, because I could just summon them up. No, I worked in France on a farm, and I was a goat herdsman. I used to get up every morning, milk the goats, and take the goats out into the forest with my special cry, my goat herdsman's cry.
Can we hear it?
Yeah, certainly. It's a French goat herdsman's cry.
Okay, great.
Not in English, because they were French goats. And they weren't bilingual. Not then, anyway. Here we go.
Tubby cats, tubby cats, tubby cats.
Thank you. I know. You should put that to music. You should put that to music, Barry. And biquette is a French word for little goat. And you go. It was actually a really stressful job. Really stressful job. It sounds idyllic. It sounds like some perfect job. You go out to the forest. It was right in the middle of France. And of course, you'd be out there all day, and you might have a little nap. Have your sandwich, whatever they'd given you. You take a little bit of wine with you. Fall asleep. Wake up. No goats. Spend the rest of the afternoon finding 26 goats. It was probably more stressful than being a commodities broker in the city. I used to come back to the farm, like, just at dusk with all the goats going, oh, thank God for that. another day I've managed to bring back all... Because you don't bring back the goats, you're in big trouble. Farm, there's no point bringing back 25, he wants 26 back.
Yeah.
So it was a stressful job. I wouldn't call it a happy time.
No. It didn't sound very happy.
This is about 25 years ago? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was...
You win.
Yeah, you win.
Yeah.
We've all done crazy jobs, but you win.
I've got others, but...
Listen, I've noticed a lot of comedians, when they finish a tour, what they do is they'll film it and sell it as a DVD, particularly near a festival that's centred around gift-giving.
Yeah.
Have you thought of doing that?
Yes, I've selected the primary gifting period to release my DVD of the show, of Hint's show. So I filmed that at the House of Apollo.
All right, let's have a quick look at a clip.
And also, apparently, stuff you say to kids when they're little, right? Apparently, it affects them when they're older. I know, sounds mad, doesn't it? You say something to when they're little, when they're older, they go, oh, I need some crack. You know? I don't know who came up with that crackpot idea. Like, rains on Wednesday, don't get wet till Friday. Bonkers, isn't it? You know? There's all kinds of theories about bringing up kids. Apparently, right, you're not supposed to shout at children. How's that supposed to work? There's a car coming.
It is time now to meet our next guest. Hang on. What's that up there? Can anyone else see that? It looks like some sort of, I don't know, strange, unidentified flying object. I don't believe it. I think it's heading straight for us. Oh, my God! Wait a minute. That's not the real thing. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Shooting Star and Widdecombe! Hello, my dear! Cannot stop the dancing. Cannot stop dancing. And Barry.
Hi.
Barry, there you go. Oh, how are you?
I'm fine. That did a rather better job of it than I did, actually.
Fast,
Yes, much faster
but now
than I-
listen, congratulations.
Thank you.
10 out of possible 12 weeks.
Yep.
In fairness, against the odds. Well, yeah.
You and the public disagree.
No, exactly. People voted for you. People kept you in there. But when finally they announced your name last weekend,
yeah.
Was it a relief at all?
No, I think we'd wanted one more week. I don't think we ever expected to get into the finals themselves. But I think we thought we might do one more week. So it wasn't a relief as such, but on the other hand, I have got my life back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, look, for anyone who's been living in a cave, or indeed Barry, this is a reminder. This is the level, the quality of dancing you need to attain if you want to make it to the quarterfinals of Widdecombe dancing. This is, I think, your finest hour. This is your Paso Doble, which is genius.
Oh, wow. Whoa.
It gets better. It gets better. Now wait, arm movement, and in, and
No wonder you spent 10 weeks.
It is genius, but I mean that because I was talking to like a personal trainer, and he was saying that looks like it should have really damaged you because he's just hauling you around by the arms.
There was a much more difficult one than that, which was when I was dressed up like Big Bird in Blackpool.
I did love that.
Yes, thank you. And
The tights were genius.
I had to drop straight down from Anton's hold, straight down onto the floor.
Is that the drop?
That's the drop. Well, that's not the drop. No, the drop immediately preceded that.
Oh, right, that's when he's picking you back up again?
No, that's when he's swinging me.
Oh, OK. I mean, hats off to you, Anne. Hats off to you. Is it true that, despite all the intensive training, that you didn't lose any weight at all?
True.
I think Anton Dubek lost all the weight.
I mean, Anton decided very, very early on there was one very simple principle operating, and he came to this conclusion after the first hour of training. He said, the less time you spend with your feet on the floor, the better. So we had the flying act and the spinning and the lifts and the dragging, anything except my feet on the floor.
And here's the thing. In your political career, you were, you know, a sort of very controversial, outspoken right-winger. So now...
And in my dancing career, I'm a very controversial, outspoken...
Left-footer.
Yeah.
But is it nice now to walk down the street and have people like you?
You know, as you will be able to tell from things like majorities, there were a few people who liked me before.
Yes, but you must have noticed the difference.
Listen, Mr. Revel Horwood.
I'm just saying, no, you must feel the love.
Exactly. This is what they call it in showbiz, feeling the love. I think it means liking the reception you're getting.
But, of course, the irony is you've now gained, you know, this huge kind of national treasure status, but as you've walked away from politics, and there they are, you know, Conservatives are sort of in power, do you regret walking away when you did?
No, absolutely not. I got the point of retirement right. I was asked in 2007 if I wanted to run again, and that would have meant 3 years of that Parliament, 5 years of the next Parliament. 8 years was too long, and I knew I had it right. And the proof of that is simply that when I go back to see people, as occasionally I do, I don't feel any tug at all. So I got it right.
So there's no danger of you going back into politics?
I wouldn't... I'm certainly not going to stand for election ever again.
Good. OK. And do you feel a bit sad that whatever political legacy you might have had has now been totally wiped out by you flying around in some yellow tights?
No, I'm not at all saddened by it for this reason. I mean, OK, you know, none of us know how long we're going to live. I could die tomorrow. But I could, if I followed my mother, for example, live another 3 decades. I do not know what's going to come up and what I'm going to do in that time. So I may be remembered neither for politics nor for Strictly, but for something else that I can't even foresee at the moment. And, you know, we get one go this side of eternity. One go. It's not a dress rehearsal. It's one go. And you make the most of it, and you take opportunities that come along that you like, and you go for it. And that's my philosophy.
Well said, Anne Widdecombe. It's been lovely to meet you all and to talk to you all tonight, but time now for some music, and we're delighted to have her back, performing her new single, Fade Like a Shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the gorgeous KT Tunstall!
You let it out your ribcage and it flew into the dark like a ghost, just like a ghost. And it flutters by my window when I need my sleep the most. choose my way, choose my way. It's easy saying nothing when there's nothing to say. Thinking about you every day, I'm starting to notice. You fade like a shadow, fade like a shadow, fade like a shadow, fade. Fade like a shadow, fade like a shadow.
KT Tunstall, everybody! Come join me now! Fantastic, KT Tunstall. Oh, look at you. So full of energy, you're not exhausted. Hello. Thank you so much. If you all shove up, shove up.
How are
We'll
you?
pop KT Tunstall at the end there. Katie, yeah. Hi. Yeah, Barry, Katie Ann, yeah, okay, yeah, fine. Fine. I've ordered cabs. Okay. KT Tunstall, Tiger Suit, 'tis the album, and that
Yeah.
Fade Like the Shadow's new single.
It is.
And it was worth the wait, because it's been
I know.
a while.
It did take me quite a long time.
Yeah. But
I
it's
just
fantastic.
Buggered off for
You
a
did?
while. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was great, actually.
New sound, but it's not too different, but it's just different enough. I'm, liking it a lot.
We went to Berlin, made it out in Berlin.
Oh, wow.
Just had a bit of, there's a bit of electro, a bit of kind of club influence, but I just wanted to keep it really raw as well.
Well, it's getting lots of play on Radio 2. We're loving it there. Big fans of it, big fans of it. Listen, before we go, let's have a story or two in the red chair. So, who's up first? Hello.
Hello,
Oh,
Graham.
look at you. You're in it for the long haul. You're snuggling in there. What's your name?
Monica?
Sorry?
Monica? What? Monica! Hello.
Monica.
Graham.
Monica.
Hello.
Where are you from, Monica?
I come from Germany, but I live in London now.
Okay, Monica. What do you do, Monica?
Not a lot.
Okay, fair enough. She's scum, man, scum. Right, so, Monica, off you go with your story.
When I was living in the country, I had to drive into town, and on the way to town, I passed a local amusement arcade.
And Widdecombe was having none of it. Yeah. I heard that she was just going, this is boring. Yeah. There hasn't been a twirl, no one's lifted her.
Better with pictures, that story. Better with little pictures of houses and cars. I drove into town. I thought she was called Horny Cat. I thought she was using her chat name.
I thought she was called Mooney Cow.
Yeah.
Monica. Anyone else? Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hi. What's your name?
Liga. My name
No, seriously, if people just put their hand in a Scrabble box and come up with names tonight. Liga.
Liga.
Where are you from, Liga?
I'm from Latvia.
Latvia.
Yes.
Marvellous. You're all very welcome.
Are you illegal?
That's why she's put Liga in her name. To put me off the scent. I'm legal. So, what do you do here with a work permit?
I work for a travel company.
Sorry?
I work for a travel company.
She works for a travel company.
Yeah.
Yes.
At any moment, she can get to an airport. Okay, off you go, Liga.
My story takes place in Mexico.
So international. Sorry, Liga, go ahead.
2 weeks ago, I got married in Mexico.
Oh.
And also during the trip, me and my husband, we went to scuba diving trip, which I actually didn't enjoy very much because I got sick over my jumper and didn't like going under the water. And after the trip, we needed to take a boat to get back to the hotel.
Yes.
And on the boat, I realized something smells not really very well. And I said to my husband, "Oh, smell my jumper, I think it smells of sick." And he got really cross with me because he wasn't feeling very well because Steve is very choppy. And he said, like, "Are you crazy? Are you mental? I don't want to smell your sick on the jumper." So, yep, that's my story.
That's good. Keep her on.
That's an anecdote. The punchline of the anecdote,
No.
I don't want to smell the sick on your jumper.
That girl, she's one of Latvia's top comedians. Saturday night, she's like the Latvian Graham Norton. She is. They love that stuff in Latvia. They go, the sick on the jumper joke.
Quick, last one. Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. What's your name?
Sam.
Sam. Right. Where are you from, Sam?
I am from Brazil.
She just run around Gatwick with a big neck.
This is bonkers. I don't understand it. But anyway, I'm thrilled you're from Brazil. That's marvellous.
Thank you.
What do you do in Brazil or here?
No, I'm here. I'm a minister of religion.
Ooh. Ooh. All right. So off you go with your story, sir.
I was in a boarding school, 15 years old, and it was a Valentine's party, and there was this really pretty girl I wanted to invite, and she was the hot blonde of the school. So I went and invited her, and we went to the Valentine's party, and it was very nice. But I wanted to carry it on. So the following day, I knew that she was going on a geography trip. I didn't do geography, so what did I do? I faked that I loved geography, and I managed to convince everyone that I had to be on this trip. Cheddar caves was my passion from when I was young. So I went on the trip. Meanwhile, she convinced her parents that she was ill that day, so she could stay behind. So I ended up going on the trip, being very disappointed on the bus not to find her, and when she turned up in the afternoon at school, I wasn't there. But the good news is that 14, 15 years later, we're happily married today.
Yeah, really. That was really the point of his story, but just say, I'm really happy. Yeah, whatever. If you'd like to join us on the show, from wherever you are in the world, and have a go in the red chair, you can contact us via our website at this address. Thank you to my guests tonight, Barry Manilow, Katherine Jenkins, Anne Widdecombe, Sean Locke, KT Tunstall. Join me next week with guest Dawn French and the one and only Cher. I'll see you then. Good night, everybody.
Satellite delays have never been so much fun. The Armstrong and Miller Show returns tomorrow night at 9:05. Next, a £23 million jackpot. It's the National Lottery Friday night draws.